The rip before the dip. How institutions shake off investors before liftoff. So, yesterday I spoke on my perspective on what happened this past weekend with some evidence, obviously, everything on the blockchain. But one thing that I want to really focus on today is speaking on the emotions that control us. We're at the end of the day, we're human beings. We're emotional animals, right? We make decisions based on instinct rather than rationale. This last dip, this past Friday, it shook a lot of people out, right? The people that did survive, that didn't, off themselves, that are no longer of this planet, so to say. A lot of the people are no longer in the crypto market. They've left the space, and I think that it's important to point out the fact that this was to a certain extent planned. Obviously, I said that somebody had knowledge of it. I don't know if it was Barron Trump or Donald Trump Jr. or who in the family had knowledge of the fact that this was going to happen. Placed the right bets, made money. But the other side of this, besides making money and profiting off of other people's suffering, is the fact that there is a class out there, wealthy individuals that are old money, that don't want to see people like us. And I don't mean skin color. I don't really believe in racism. I mean people like us, the commoners, the plebs, start to make money and then compare ourselves, enter their private clubs, enter their private rooms, pay to play where they go, because they don't see us as one of them in the sense that we weren't raised in those private clubs. We're not from old money. And hey, listen, there's black folks, Asian folks, white folks that all think the same way. Even the Elon Musk of the world, right? Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, they're not considered old money. Like the rich folks in China, they're not considered old money. Like the Jack Ma's of the world, Richard Branson in the UK, they slip through the cracks. However, when you have tons of people slipping through the cracks, like you're gonna have with cryptocurrency, it's gonna piss a lot of people off. Even President Trump, who's top 100 or top 200 richest, wealthiest individuals in the world, his family as well, when he bought Mar-a-Lago back in the day, a lot of people complained that they didn't want him to be as a neighbor because why? Hey, what's up, Lesson? They didn't want him as a neighbor because he's not considered old money. He would actually blast music at Mar-a-Lago at night. What's up? Everybody's moving in. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like the channel, and you share it. But old money. I gotta get back to the topic. Hi. But President Trump, when he bought Mar-a-Lago, he'd blast music at 3 or 4 in the morning, especially after his last one to Melania. And he would look at people and be like, listen, I like to do this to piss off the old money. People that think that I don't belong here. Hey, what's up from Turkey? So in the cryptocurrency, you're gonna see a lot of people, a lot of people make a lot of money, right? We've already seen millionaires and billionaires come out of this, but it wasn't in the card. Hey, no, I'm from the US. It wasn't in the card for us. It wasn't in the card for them to make this kind of money. That's why a lot of people suddenly died, in accidents that were crypto millionaires and billionaires. And you're gonna see a lot more people become wealthy in this space, in this new industry. And a lot of wealthy people are gonna be really pissed off that they no longer feel special. They feel like anybody can make this kind of money, right? If, I don't know, let's just say, for example, your family's been wealthy since the early 1900s and you're worth a few $1 billion, and now this guy named Mike from New York City made $20 billion in, I don't know, 5 years in cryptocurrency. And now he's going to the private clubs that you're going to. You're eating in the same restaurants as he's eating in. And he's like, hey, listen, I'm showing levels and I deserve to be in this room with you. You're going to be like, yo, my family's been here for 3 generations. I was raised in this. You can't just walk in here, chill in here and think that you're one of us. That's what's happening in the crypto space. And you have to understand that institutions work for these wealthy individuals, these wealthy family offices, and they're going to do everything in their power to scare us away from reaching financial freedom. Oh, Max, yeah, it's cool. You're driving your car. I love it. So just know that we have to stay strong in our conviction, right? We have to stay in the markets no matter what. In my opinion, I'm not going to short the market or long the market because I don't think that's a good way to make money. We've seen that basically destroys people. I'm doing laundry, by the way, so the noise in the background. We've seen that it destroys people, and we know that you're gonna lose money if you short the market, long the market, especially on leverage. I mean, I can't tell what you do to do with your money. I can't tell you what to invest in. None of this is financial advice or your own research, but please just be an investor, right? Like I said before, investors invest in the long term. Gamblers do leverage. If you stay in this market long enough, you DCA, keep doing what we've been doing for the past 3 or 4 years, you're going to be successful. You may not make, in a long enough time frame, you may not make $1 billion, but listen, anybody can make a few million with the right trades. Remember, 10x. All you have to do is 10x. I think it's like 4 times. Take $1,000, turn it to $10,000. 10x. Take $10,000, turn it into $100,000. 10x. Second time. Third time. $100,000, 10x to $1 million. I know it's easier said than done, but like really, it's that easy. I've made some 10x plays. Like it's not that hard. If you do your research, you really learn the space. Treat it as a second job. A lot of people are in this part time. They think, oh, I'm gonna get rich if I invest in some meme coins. No, you got to be in this with the mentality is full time, right? We have 24 hours in a day. 8 hours you got to sleep. You got to spend time with your family. You only work 8 hours to 9 hours in a job. You have 3 or 4 hours. You have your lunch break. You have 3 or 4 hours before you go to bed, where you can do this research and you can treat this as a second part-time job or full-time job, rather. With that being said, I'm gonna go. YouTube live always, upwards and onwards.